All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the really big show. Gonna switch back over here to BTC. Give some people a few minutes to roll in. Are going to go public today just for fun. Market seems to be getting a little bit more upsidey, if that's a word that I'm going to use that I'm sure the people have used in the past, but I'm going to steal it for a minute. And I thought it'd be fun to go public, see what people are thinking. So we will go ahead and do that. Hey, what up, Monkeytron? See how many people we get rolling in here, if any. You know how it goes. Give me a second, just update my pairs and my lists so we know what our timestamps are doing. Lots of coins in the newsletter today. Quite a few of our alerts popped off. Past couple of days actually wasn't even necessarily just overnight. It only added one or so new alerts. Trying to exit the Ichi cloud? Okay, we'll take a look at that. We did pop back up a little bit. Okay. In the right direction this time, yeah, right? Okay. All right, let's get right to it. Hey, what's up, JR? Yeah, no problem. That'd be a kind of a fun day. Markets broadening up a little bit. Rally seems to be getting to secondary networks. I just thought it'd be a fun time. See what you guys are thinking. Doing all right. Let's get right to BTC. So BTC, Monkeytron just mentioned Ichi. Let's see if Ichi is. Oh wow, we're sitting in the cloud. We're happy here. Not bad. Looks like we're doing okay. Volume yesterday was pretty good. Let's take a look at the index chart. And volume not too bad yesterday either. I don't think we had an accumulation day. Let's check out our follow through days. What's this one? Fair value. Okay. I'll get rid of that one for right now. I don't care about that. So here we go. It was not an accumulation day yesterday. So we have our follow through day was back here on the 18th. And we have an accumulation day a couple days ago on the 27th, which is pretty good. And yesterday had higher volume, but a little bit less price progress upwards, but we're still holding on here pretty good. You can see on the 2-hour time frame a little bit of additional distribution stepping in, but we just had a bottoming candle. Volume aggregation tool still staying positive, which is nice. And yeah, I mean, so far so good. But BTC is not even the real story here, even though it's definitely a major consideration. The altcoin market, I think, was a major story here, and appears to be broadening out. BNB with an all-time high breakout versus BTC. We talked about that a couple of days ago, and that is proving to be a big move for BNB. So that's pretty good. BNB is in a good spot. Yeah, we're sitting in the cloud. We haven't broken out yet, so we are still chilling here. If you're looking at a smaller time frame chart, we probably have already broken out the way the Ichimoku works. Although I can throw Ichimoku on here, it's gonna look like garbage. Yeah, see, it looks like garbage compared to my beautiful Ichimoku chart. I don't know how to make the styles transfer over. So here's the 2-hour breakout, actually on the Federal Reserve candle over here. Because I think these red and green are the cloud, so we broke out of the cloud a little bit ago. Let's check out the 4-hour. And the 4-hour also broke out a little bit after that. But 4-hour broke out. So daily is just lagging a little bit right now. Not too bad overall, though. Nice and stable up here. Definitely still going to run into some issues as we continue to get higher. Let's get rid of the 2-hour for a second. And we do have the breakdown from this level, 28.8. Was our breakdown up here. We're still floating up there technically if you look at this index chart on lower volume. So while the uptrend looks good and additional participation by alts is great, in reality Bitcoin is going to set the trend. So Bitcoin is going to tell us, hey, we're going to continue with this uptrend, or if we're going to get slapped in the face and pushed back down, which is always a possibility. But right now we're just going with the program, and so far pretty good. Lots of pocket pivots on Bitcoin. I mean, generally I like the actions, pretty good. We are stuck in this upward channel. Upward channels technically are bearish, but I like the secondary action and all those other alts to really hopefully buoy us up. I mean, Matic pulled us out, and Uniswap as well, kind of in mixing that. Now you got BNB. We're thinking AVAX and Sol may rock, but it turns out BNB, XVS. We have a lot of other secondary networks. Qtum got going. Fourth broke out. Clay broke out. I mean, Rose broke out. YFI is looking to break out. Lots of good names today. So I want to take a lot of time looking at alts for the most part, but Bitcoin really does set the tone. You can't forget about Bitcoin, which is why we always start the show with Bitcoin, end the show with Bitcoin, and usually talk about Bitcoin in between. Only one distribution day, too, for the follow-through day system, so not too bad. And Monkeytron is still... Hey, Monkeytron, is your gist link still in chat? Is it... Because I haven't updated that. Not that I don't really need to right now, but I was looking for it this morning. Oh, there it is. There's a Dropbox link. Okay. Well, that's super cool. I can drag a link over. All right, I'll deal with that later. All right. So B2C doing good. Just hanging out up here. And I like that action, but buying pressure, drifting off a little bit. So selling pressure. And some sideways action would be great. Altcoins running would be amazing. So all good from that perspective. Let's take a look at CME before we move on to some altcoins. So CME has 3 distribution days. And we're not quite sure how good the CME is in terms of the follow-through day system yet. So it's usually run off the Binance, not CME. But we are kind of, slowly moving our way out here. We had about 6 days in a row here. And then we had some red days here, about 4 days. Now we're back to green, holding up towards highs. It'd be nice to get a little bit of follow-through. Otherwise, we do have the potential to roll over. And that could kill the whole general market rally. One thing I've been saying through this whole thing is just make sure you're taking profits if you're trading these rallies, because we are technically still in a bearish market. That has not changed. All right, just a reminder, everybody, to smash the like button, as all the kids say. The kids say smash the like button. Technically, it's a click. If I try to smash the like button, I would probably break my mouse. I don't want to do that. So I guess just click the like button. Unless you like buying new mouses all the time. In which case, go for it. Smash it. It's fine. Fine with me. It's your mouse. So CME, I mean, this is a nice... I guess it's nice. Nice little curl here, curl here, curl here. Not really a curl, but kind of a U-shape type of a cup situation. So hopefully it leads to more upside action. A nice up move in Bitcoin would just absolutely be great. But then we're going to end up contending with the highs up here. But still, it would be really nice to get up there. The altcoin rally would just blast off if that were to happen. And all those alerts that we have would just be amazing. Sorry, Monkeytron, you weren't supposed to... I didn't say hit your screen, but... I don't know. I have a lot of clamps in the garage. You could smash it with clamps. Although I'd still owe you 1,000 sats. Alright, that's it for BTC. Let's move on to ETH. There's really quite a lot of alts to talk about today. So let's keep it moving here. Ethereum at the trend line. We got up here, guys. We broke out down here. We're all the way up here, and we touched it. Touched the trend line. Not a bad consolidation. Volume aggregation tool still looking pretty good. Not a lot of distribution stepping in here. RSI has a hidden bearish divergence, so we'll see what happens here. We could wear that off, but really some of these other lower cap altcoins are really the ones making the moves right now. But you really would like to see coins like Ethereum make comebacks, and if we were to get past this trend line, I think that would absolutely be great. We've already blown past one. Let's get rid of the follow through day. It's adding a lot of garbage to our chart here. I think we'll get rid of this measured move now, as much as I pain to do that because we actually hit the measured move. We'll get rid of some other things. That could be an important breakdown point. I will leave that there. We talked about breakdown points the other day. Actually did a nice little lesson on them. And so that could come into play. But we're right up here at the 1712. We got all the way down here under 1,000, right back up to the 1712. Pretty good action. Volume aggregation tool. You can clearly see here, not a lot of distribution. It did stay around the same level, which is interesting, but the buying pressure came in with much more force, and which is why we were able to stay green. It'd be better, obviously, if the reds were down here. It's just not the case. Volume has remained heavy, which is technically a good thing. I actually like this action down here on Ethereum. So, but hopefully right now we can get some follow through. Another base here. Base here would be great. We moved out of our consolidation, which did have an alert level on it. We're up about 40%. And the consolidation here, I think, would maybe just completely solidify a bottom. Same with Bitcoin if you were able to do that. But Bitcoin's not up nearly as much as Ethereum is. Ethereum's way up here, and Bitcoin's way down here. So Bitcoin not having the move. But, you know, in reality, Ethereum is more volatile. It can come back down too. Keep that in mind. Definitely keep that in mind. All right, next up is Hex. And Hex doing okay, managing to be up a little bit in this market, trying to finish out the cup. And we'll see about stability, volume declining. We'd like the volume to increase again. We definitely got some volume increasing off the lows here. Hit the measured move and bounce. So not a bad situation. Looking for the cup to finish off. But your leader today is BNB. And BNB is moving. Has nothing to do with this chart, though. And we'll look at this later more in depth. Has to do with BNB BTC. If you people are unaware, broke the all-time high. That green line on my daily chart on the right is an all-time high line for BNB. Is bringing in a little bit of volume. You can see here, it's obviously not amazing, but could spark an amazing run. And that could start down here for BNB, holding this is the last bastion of support for this whole structure here. We've had these two lines here for quite a while, and we've held this one pretty amazingly. So we're still in the bottom third of this range. We're at basically $300. 691 is the high. Hey, what up, Farhan? 691 is the high, and we'll see if we get all the way back up there. I don't think it's a crapshoot to say it could get up there. If we're going to start with these moves, that BTC all-time high break is pretty good. This is the first secondary market we're seeing move. BNB obviously is Binance's network, and I like participation like this with some other networks. All right, XRP rolling over, not really participating a whole lot, down 2.75% today. Bitcoin just take a header. Yeah, Bitcoin just took a little bit of a header on us here. I think it was positive. We just flipped negative. XRP, negative as well. Getting back down here towards the 35.98. Unable to break out really with any type of momentum. Right now, this is just a follower token. I'm not sure what's going to pull it out of its trend, but it's just floating for the moment. Cardano also floating. Not a whole lot happening here. We got the 52.41 for a trend line break, but not a lot of action above there. You do get some volume, just not a lot of action. So we're just kind of chopping around here a little bit. Nothing too crazy going on, but it is above a trend line. That's a good thing. And sideways isn't bad, so I'll take sideways on pretty much anything right now. Solana, 42.02, another trend line break, but a smaller term one. The larger one is here. Monkeytron mentioned it. Potential inverted head and shoulders, and that's your measured move up to the other trend line, essentially. And yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, let's just go ahead and throw the alert here at the 44.46 on Solana. All right, 44.46 for Solana. That's going to be more important breakout, and that would be this, you know, if there is a head and shoulders here, it's a little bit definitely loose. It's not a textbook inverted head and shoulders pattern, but there's a semblance of a shape there for it. So but either way, the trend line is the same, the breakout point would be the same, so not a huge issue on that one. All right, next up is Doge, and Dogecoin 07190 being played with but not broken out yet. I'm sure it'll break out with time. Again, sideways action, not really such a bad thing. We're just not breaking out yet, but that alert level I do believe is valid. Let's move on. to DOT. This is a network, kind of another secondary network that's trying to get going. By secondary, what I mean is not your traditional leading markets. You know, Ethereum, lately AVAX and Solana have been kind of your traditional leading markets. DOT, BNB, those are secondary, second tier markets. I'm just using the term secondary, but could consider it second tier. But 810 alert level here for DOT. Yeah, so not too bad right there. Next up is Tron. All right, and Tron tried the 07058, definitely got rejected. And we'll wait to see if it's going to come back and retest it. Could be a breakout, but it's going to have to wait for right now. All right, Shiba Swap. Shiba Swap trying the 1201, very similar situation. I think the fact that a lot of coins are even up here and testing these alerts is pretty good. At the same time, obviously we do have to break out. But being rejected is what it is. AVAX, similar situation, just kind of chopping around. This one going a little more up sideways, though. Could call this a rising channel, but breaking this trend line here is pretty good. Volume stayed fairly consistently heavy, so I'm hoping that we're done going lower overall in most coins. Bitcoin's going to tell that story, though. I don't have much to say about that. All right, Matic, a little bit of a pullback. 89.55 was the alert level from a little bit ago, but stalling at that line right there. So let's move our alert up to the 98.86. So this is looks like setting up to break the $1 level. Pretty big psychological level. Looks like we have some resistance up here at about 130. So that's a 30% move up to that resistance. And anytime you get a nice consolidation underneath a big psychological number, usually it's trying to build momentum to break it. And the longer it stays under here, the better. I don't mean months. I'm just saying, you know, if it doesn't go today, but we're holding up good for the next week or so, that's good, positive. And we have plenty of room to move into on the 2-hour and even the daily. You can see the trend line right there, but I'm trying to keep it consistent, so I'll move it here on the 2-hour time frame. Plenty of time for it to move sideways and then break the dollar level and potentially get up towards the measured move here at about $1.30, which is pretty close to where we're at over here in terms of that resistance. So Matic doing pretty good. A break of this trend line I don't think would be a good thing if it goes sideways and lower volume. Not such a bad thing, but you obviously would like it to move up before breaking the trend line. Bond, we caught a pretty interesting trade with Bond, and trend line break was a huge exit signal. All right, next up is Uniswap. And Uniswap broke up pretty hard from the alerts, a little bit choppy, undercut both supports before coming back, and then Uni having a pullback day today. Nothing too bad, though. Volume aggregation tool, not really heavy in terms of selling pressure. We're just kind of going through the motions here, but you know, we consolidated here for about 2 weeks, and maybe we're going to start doing that here again. You never know. So there's a big volume candle right there, stalled us out a little bit. Here's another big volume candle yesterday, maybe also stalling us out. Yeah, 30% to resistance. Yeah, after this breakout. Yeah, the major resistance is going to be up here. I mean, you could argue it's a little up about 22, but yeah, 30% on Matic. Exactly. Pretty good. But Uniswap, we'll just have to see. We'll have to see how it goes, how this consolidation occurs. But I mean, so far not too bad. Let's look at this stalling candle. Pretty muted volume for the top candle right there. Very small volume. So I don't think that's a huge concern for Uniswap. We're just possibly consolidating after a nice little run up here. Similar versus Bitcoin. I don't know. I don't think I have that today. That was dumb. Let's check and see if it's the same. Let me redo the timestamp here. All right. Same versus Bitcoin. Let's find out. Well, it doesn't quite have the exact same. It looks like its resistance could be the trend line. It's got a bit of a different spin to it. Actually, versus, yeah, okay, here we go. So here's the breakdown. So this would be akin to that same resistance level. So we've already broken it versus Bitcoin. We're already up. If you remember, I mean, the move on Matic was so dramatic. Hey, that's funny. It rhymes. 24.43. Those were good. This were good. Getting some resistance here against the 39.42. So it's not as much, but about 30%, 28% appear to the trend line. That could be it. But we have broken above the breakdown point from here. That's where volume started to increase, started to move down. And I mean, we're already up substantially from that one. Looks like this measured move is definitely taken hold and fulfilled. Ooh, not quite. Oh, I thought it did. Oh, that's interesting. Looks like we did get to the 75% point though. I mean, such a good mover for us here recently. Hopefully, we'll be able to maintain and all that good stuff. Move back up to the trend line right there. It doesn't look quite done yet. I think that's the key here, but definitely two different charts, and also flirting with that downward sloping trend line right there, giving it a little bit of resistance, a little bit of pause. But that dollar psychological level, some people will be hanging on to that. Matic isn't the top coin in the market, so it's not going to be as widely viewed as like Ethereum 1000 is. But it should be a factor. All right, next up. Next up is Litecoin. Litecoin playing with that 60.52 alert level. Looks like we're right back down on top of it. Nice little move up yesterday. Lower volume move down. Aggregation tool tells the story. RSI already wearing off a little bit here, so we could easily see some some support as this market just kind of undulating, taking breaks from some pretty good sequences to the upside. And FTX, last token in the top 20, 28.52. We're playing with that level right now. Pretty decent volume on the right side here, and it's going to go up with the rest of the market. FTT, not a very fast-moving token, I will say that. At the same time, though, when it wants to go, the damn thing can go. But it usually takes a while. Lately, it hasn't been really volatile at all. We have held support at prior support here, very similar to what we saw with BNB. Kind of another exchange token, if you will. But yeah, when it wants to go, I mean, it can go. I'm not sure how much more it's going to go. FTT, BTC, I don't think has the same. Yeah, we don't have this on here today. I'm not sure if we're pretty close to the highs, as a matter of fact. Not exactly the same situation. You could consider maybe where my cursor is here, some type of a, obviously not an all-time high trendline break, but there does appear to be a bit of structure here for FTT. Obviously a ton of price action up here, but it's pretty quick up and pretty quick down. I usually don't draw lines like this, but there's plenty of price action down here and not so much up here. And a wick up here, willing to give that up, and we're holding above it. So a little bit more strength out of FTT. We talked about a Wyckoff distribution. It kind of negated that already, unless this is going to be the middle part of the Wyckoff distribution. This was the middle part for a while. So we'll see. Nice and sideways up here, holding really tight. I actually kind of like this action now that we're longer in this consolidation, or base, if you will. So from that perspective, pretty good. Okie dokie. Next up are USD pairs. Oh, looks like Link's up 9%. Didn't really have that up. And Link trying to go for. We have an older alert of 7.9 that we're contending with on Link, interestingly enough. All right, next up are other USD pairs. Let's go ahead and check those out. Oh, we got to wrap up top 20. There we go. All right, so wrapping up the top 20 here, definitely kind of a flippy-floppy market at the moment. We have, good moves up the past day or two. Today you've got BNB making a go for it. You got we'll see other USD pairs in a little bit here. But in terms of the top 20, Bitcoin losing a tiny bit of momentum here. Buying pressure drifting away a little bit. Selling pressure not stepping in big yet. We're also just a little bit above the prior high. Or we got just a little bit above the prior high before rolling over there. Ethereum hitting some resistance up there. BNB breaking out. and you've got your leaders, Matic and Uniswap, consolidating right now. Volume not a big problem on these two, so it's just looking like we're going to consolidate for a little bit. But I do like some of the participation out of DOT and BNB here today, so that's pretty good. Some additional upside would be great, and obviously as little downside. You know, it'd be better to have less downside action considering obviously downside is bad. So last time we had a downside trend here, it lasted for about a week before we rallied back up. And I don't know, maybe we'll go sideways and chop around this level for a while, but chop isn't so bad as long as we're not dropping dramatically and you're not seeing very large distribution candles. So far, we're not seeing that. And so it looks like the rally has definitely a good chance to continue. But Bitcoin, obviously not giving huge percentage gains. Most of that's in the alts. Speaking of alts, let's go ahead and check out those USD pairs. First one up is Cake. And PancakeSwap, we talked about a cup and handle here the other day and broke out 3398 right there. Volume stepped in and hasn't stopped, actually. Has been remaining in here. The biggest volume candle is this red one. At this time, it's a little bit hard to consider buying this one, but it is moving up. There may be, I think I'm going to throw an alert right here, 4.172. BNB, or Cake is on the BNB network, so I think that's something to contend with. At least understand that. I don't know if I contend with it. 4.172. All right, 4.72 for Cake. So far, nice little consolidation. Volume's already drifting away. You do see some selling pressure staying with the buying pressure, but the trend so far is up. It looks like we are at a the first breakdown point right there, Monkeytron. There you go. That's what we talk about breakdown points for, right? So there, 5 is another breakdown point, and we could try to rally through there, but pay attention to it if it gets above the 41.72, and we will see if that is if that's going to move up or not. But good action so far. Consolidation here wouldn't be the end of the world. Everything looks pretty good right now. But again, in these markets, we're still not fully out of the bear market, so just make sure you're taking profits if you're looking at trade. Just make sure you take some profit off the table. All right, GRT. This thing has been kind of stalling. We had the breakout at the 0946. It's been doing pretty good. If you're really patient, you've been rewarded today a little bit. Volume aggregation tool in the short-term time frame, not too bad here, even with the stalling candle at the high. It's not really rocking and rolling, but it's working its way towards that 80% up here. We're already up. Looks like about 30%, 85% here, and 100 and something percent to this high here. I was looking at this high and then this high for some potential targets on this. It looks like it's on its way. Got some nice additional volume the past couple of days, so GRT finally starting to move up after a couple of weeks of just nothing action. All right, next up is Qtum, another secondary network. I don't know for sure, but there's a possibility that all these coins that are moving today could move together in the future. It's a good idea to lump them together, as a matter of fact. So Cake, Qtum, GRT, BNB, and we'll see later XVS, and maybe YFI and Rose. But there may be some confluence between some of these networks. I'm not sure yet. Qtum, we looked at it the other day, didn't do a good deep dive, but it's getting nice percentage move today, getting back up to the trend line. So let's take a look at Qtum and just double check and see what it's really been up to, because we didn't do a good job the other day, I don't think. We did look at it a couple days ago, though. Ranked number 81, and Qtum doesn't exist. That's what you get for doing homework. What the heck's going on? Seriously, Qtum website is down? I can't do any homework. All right, let me try Qtum.org. Let's try a private window. And Qtum's down. Can anybody get Qtum website? Because apparently I can't. I guess we'll just have to do our homework over here. So Qtum all the way back down towards pretty much all-time lows. I mean, another beautiful run would be amazing. We'll see if it happens, though. I mean, we never thought we would get it with, what's the other one we were just looking at? It's on the Solana network, not Qtum, but the other one that I hate. That I don't really hate anymore. I forget what it's called. It's actually on our top 20. Oh, it's waves. It's on the USD pairs. It's waves. Yeah. So waves is still. I don't want to call it garbage, but it's not in a trend right now. So anyway, Qtum, I believe it's a network. Proof of stake, bring together strengths of Bitcoin and Ethereum, built on Bitcoin's UTXO transaction model. General purpose blockchain. Proof of stake 3.0, whatever that's worth. Not sure what that is. Historical data. Check out news. Maybe something's going on here. I doubt it. Qtum maker stuck in bear zone. Cron bullish run speeds up by 600%. Cron? That's 11 days ago, 13 days ago. So, crypto rarely moves on actual news that sits in here. CRNO. Qtum seeks stability in a tumultuous what? Tumultuous market. The blockchain network has launched Qtum. The Quantum blockchain network has launched Qtum, a cryptocurrency that's hybrid version of Bitcoin and Ethereum. How old is this? July 18th? Qtum is a native token of Quantum, can be used by the holders to avail services that the platform offers. Token does not hold any real-world use, making its usability and value highly susceptible to market sentiments and speculation. So that's probably why it looks like garbage. Bros update. Hey, what up, Ian? Doing good? Is it? We looked at it yesterday. It was just going sideways. Chronally CNRO token has registered massive gains from $1 to Fractal Watch Marketplace. Oh, Fractal NFT. CRNO. Let's take a look at that. We don't know anything about that. Research sometimes brings us to some good stuff. CRNO. Doesn't look like anything there. CRNO. Let's go. CRNO. Chronally. Maybe this is just some advertisement garbage. Oh, watch ownership. Oh, I thought it was NFTs. I guess they're making watches. Why would you buy part of a watch? Does that mean you get it on Thursday and get it on Tuesday? This is kind of dumb. It was just an advertise. Is this an advertisement, you think? For Chronally, the whole reason they wrote that? I will say this, though. Obviously, one of the better ways to make money in the crypto is to buy these ICOs super early. Pre-sale, Telegram. Yeah, it's all Chronally. They don't have any, no links for Qtum. Wow, this is really a unique way for them to pump in this Chronally. Some actual current market action, and they put in this whole fluff piece. That's crazy. See, I bet you this is simply just to get you to Chronally. That's funny. That's crazy. Well, I guess it's something you can do if you want to do it. It's interesting. It's an ICO. I mean, that's pretty much all there is to that. Well, that's funny. Funny what they did there. All right. So Qtum seeing some resistance up here, getting to the trend line, so it's very likely to hang out here for a little bit. But yeah, running a little bit with the secondary coins. Apparently, it doesn't have a real world use case according to that article. I would look at the website, but I can't. So I guess we're just gonna take some random pump and dump news article name for it, apparently. So no use case for Qtum, but it's rallying. There you go. We'll see if we get past the trend line. No alert level for right now. I'll probably update it tomorrow. All right, next up is RVN. RVN with another good day today. RVN yesterday, we talked about it breaking the trend line. Did so actually not a bad fashion. Very low volume, did move down a lower, but then volume stepped back in again pretty heavy. And almost rinse and repeat here. Aggregation tool shows selling pressure stepping back in a little bit, but nothing too dramatic. If you're interested in Raven token, which has already had a pretty spectacular run, basically fulfilled its measured move too, already from this inverted head and shoulders pattern. So we already hit that. Could try to have another move up. Nothing major in terms of selling pressure up here. So again, I think we could come back. And that's kind of the whole thing behind the market now. Is it doesn't look good right now because there's a lot of red on the screen, but underlying not a lot of distribution. All right, and the last one for USD pairs was XVS, 15% day today. We had the 568 alert level on this one, noted it was getting pretty tight. I didn't hawk on it the past couple of days, but if you saw an alert go off and you participated, very nice. A little bit more distribution stepping in according to the volume aggregation tool. See, here's what you ideally don't want to see, which we haven't seen until now, is a very high volume sell candle right there. The best case scenario after that is just to watch for stability. Unfortunately, XVS has a little bit of a history of some wicks. Got a wick there, got a wick there, a wick or two up here, couple of wicks over here. Not a lot of stability. So stability up in the upper range, especially of this candle, would be a great thing. So, but if we come all the way back down, it may be much ado about nothing. Here's another one, another secondary network that's moving. Just this one definitely has additional distribution components to it, which we haven't seen yet. So you're going to see some of these that pump and then fail. Maybe they don't like XVS as much as it appears that they do. All right, just a reminder to hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. If you do that, appreciate that. YouTube somehow got itself addicted to likes and shares. I'm not asking you you don't have to share the video because by the time I share it will be done. But if you hit the like button, that would be appreciated. Thank you very much. You guys like the Bitcoin Today segments that I'm throwing out there? My kids are screaming at each other. Hold on a second. All right, I guess they're just playing. You guys like the Bitcoin Today? Is it pointless? Is it just noise? Just kind of curious, everyone. If there's any feedback on that, I will take any feedback you guys got. Just trying something new. All right, let's move on to BTC pairs. Here we go. Auto. All right, so auto, another one we had an alert level on. This one was getting pretty tight as well. 35, 355.70, consolidating just above it. And here's another one that does show some additional distribution, unfortunately. And this one does have a history of wicks, as you can plainly see right there. So again, stability would be good. I wouldn't consider this necessarily a secondary network. We can take a look at auto. Maybe. Let's see if the network works. I don't remember exactly what these guys do. This is just a DeFi platform, it looks like. Hey, there you go. 46,000%. Be prepared to lose all of your money. Are we still big Hex fans? I don't know about Hex fans. I'm not a Hex hater though. Not a big Hex fan though. It's just another coin. They're all just coins. All right. So auto holding up here and doing okay, but definitely seeing some distribution. Gonna be harder to hold on to that one. Next up is BNB, and this is the interesting one. I think this is the story of the day. If this can hold above all-time high and just kind of keep working its way up, I think this will be a good buoy for the market. I like the additional volume stepping in on the all-time high breakout. I was wondering how that was going to play out. I'd like more volume, but you get what you get. You don't throw a fit. And BNB already above average volume. So I'd like the candle to be big like this one. That would be a really nice sentiment to break in an all-time high. You really want lots of volume if you're going to break an all-time high. That would definitely signify that there's interest. So the interest right now, let's go full screen. I mean, you can see the volume. It's good. It's not necessarily amazing. I would love amazing volume up here. So that could be one negative to the BNB move up, but just the ability to get up here, I think, is pretty, for a coin like BNB versus a coin like Bitcoin. This is pretty darn impressive. Like Ethereum can't say that it's doing this. So from that regard, I think BNB, there's definitely a shot for it to stay up here. A quick move back down would be a swing failure pattern. Obviously, volume would have something to say about if it was a really heavy sell or not. But I like the action up here. 12.244. That was the alert. Broke earlier this morning, and hopefully we're off to the races. But that would be really good. It could be another BNB only run, which we haven't seen for a long time. All right, fourth. We're looking at fourth on and off, and today was just a monster move up. Absolute monster move up today. Getting really tight here. I didn't have any alerts on it or anything. But if I remember correctly, this is like the governance token for Ampleforth. And Ample is AMPL. Yeah, I'm not sure if this one's a stable coin. It's something with stable coins, I think, but this is supposed to be a stable coin if I'm not mistaken. And maybe this could breed a little bit of confidence back into the market with, Forth getting a big boost like this. One positive thing is if you look at this chart, this is the largest volume that Forth has ever had, at least on Binance. Maybe there's another exchange, maybe KuCoin. Yeah, see, it's a governance token, it says right there. Ampleforth governance token. So a little bit more, vote of confidence for this, I think. So KuCoin is not the biggest, and what is Poloniex? Yeah, Poloniex, which is kind of garbage anyways. If your biggest volume is on Poloniex, you've got a problem. CoinX, Uniswap. What's Uniswap doing? Uniswap, pretty good volume. Still pretty choppy. You don't like it when it's trying to show you some kind of hidden picture over there with the with the daily lines. What about Uniswap 3? A little better, but still not good. And also with tons of volume, though. And lots of selling off, too. Hopefully it'll sustain itself. This is a pretty new move today. And some good, actually, let's go back to the 15 minutes. Some good sideways action here is not a bad thing. There's your top candle, your stalling candle. There is a potential for a move off of here, 872. Obviously, you'll have some big contention up there at 12, but man, that's already a big ass move. That's 40%. So if you want to day trade something for huge percentages, why don't you hawk the crack chart in the 1 minute and just play with Ampleforth for the rest of the day. That's enough percentage for anybody. That's all you need. It's all you need is 1 minute time frame and Ampleforth, and you don't have to trade for the rest of the month, I guess. But it's kind of a joke. It's kind of advice. It depends if you want to do that or not. But yeah, good percentages out of this. If this fails, it'd be a great ride all the way down to, I'm not sure. Let's actually check news on Ampleforth. Is it Ample or Forth? That's Forth. Yeah, it's Forth. Rank 242. Yeah, even that's showing pretty big volume even on the coin market cap chart. 2 big full days in a row right off the bottom. Not too bad. Not amazing, but not too bad. Not sure if this will really do us any good. This is a cool graphic, though. I do like that graphic. So Ampleforth stablecoin is coming. I guess it's not here yet. So Forth is not. Ample's not the stablecoin? Oh, Spot. Oh, yeah, we looked at this before. Spot's perpetual note backed by fully collateralized Ample derivatives. Wait a minute. Fully collateralized derivatives. That sounds good. Jeez. Spot can fulfill many properties of modern day stablecoins, but is not pegged to any particular value. What? Then how's it stable? That's weird. Price will likely float within a range similar to Ample, and you can think of Spot as a yeah. So Ample is a stable coin, but it, as we saw, it wasn't particularly stable. I'll just mean it in a little bit, ML. Talk about Ample at the moment. So that'll be interesting. I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe this is coming faster or something, hence the move up. But be interesting to see. But yeah, nice move up right there. I mean, you have to like 100% mover. All right, so let's take a look. You wanted to see about Mina? I'll do Mina real quick. I haven't looked at Mina in a while, as a matter of fact. Chart really hasn't been extraordinarily interesting, and still doesn't look extraordinarily interesting. This is another network. I think this is part of our layer one watch list. We have a layer one watch list network. I could be wrong, completely wrong about that. By the way, I don't know all what they're doing. Privacy and security layer for Web3. So yeah, it is a blockchain. So it is a layer one. At least it appears to be a layer one. Build on Mina with ZK apps, smart contracts powered by zero knowledge. Powered by zero knowledge. That's right up my alley. I could build stuff on this one. That's amazing. So I don't expect anything of it, to be quite frank with you, for a direct answer to your question. I expect nothing from any of these things. For the most part, unless it's printing a really bullish chart pattern, which this one is not. This is just going through the motions. Could have a big move up at some point in time, but it's not looking extraordinarily likely right now. It's perfectly happy in this lower consolidation. Little channel. You could probably draw it as low as that. Giving up quite a bit of price action, but otherwise you're up here at the wicks. Something like that. So I don't expect a lot. I mean, look, if the whole market goes into a much larger uptrend, coins, all these layer one coins are going to have their day as they did during the last cycle. And they all had their day. They all kind of, rallied at certain points. This one rallied early, never had another rally. Tried a little bit right there, and just nothing very interesting at the moment about Mina. All right, next up is Clay. Speaking of interesting, Clay is actually interesting. All right, so Clayton, we've been talking about this one now for weeks, and today getting massive volume. Let's go to the smaller time frame. Let's go all the way to the crack chart because it's pretty recent. I want to see where the volume stepped in. Aggregation tool looks really good here on the 1 minute time frame. When I go to the 1 minute, I just like to look at the VA tool for the part, and then I'll glance up and look at the price. But I think this tells a good story. Lots of buying pressure. Some sellers obviously stepped in to took advantage of the liquidity, but I mean, obviously buyers have firm control here. So pretty good action out of Clay. We took a look at Clay. Clay is is it NFT? Oh, it's a metaverse platform, and it's also the top ranked metaverse platform, and it's just got its ass handed to it. So pretty good value down here, as a matter of fact. So if you got some for longer term, I think that's pretty good. If you're looking for it, you'll probably get an opportunity. It's at a little bit lower prices. We'll see if we come back down. Obviously, the market's not in a raging bull. If it were to be, if Metaverse is hyped the same way it was last time, then there's a good possibility Clay could have a really good result. All right, Near Protocol. There we go. So Near is another layer one. I have an alert currently at 20,642. This hasn't had a move yet, but it does have a nice cup and handle on it, and a lot of the cup and handle ones have kind of already started to move. The fact this one doesn't means it's a laggard, but you can still make money on laggards if you watch it. I could throw a lower alert. One flaw here, a little bit of a flaw, is I don't like this rising volume as we're just chilling down here. It doesn't look very good, but I'll throw the alert here at the 19,349. Hold on a second. All right, sorry about that. Stopping fights. Stopping fights, teaching lessons. That's your day sometimes. All right. What were we doing? Near Protocol, 19349, cup and handle. Yep. Okay. I mean, if the market's going to continue, I think that Near Protocol will have a run. I mean, everything's going to have a run from time to time. So I think you have to keep an eye on these things, which is what I do during the show. Look out for stuff like this. We've seen several cup and handles this cycle that have worked out pretty well, and so that's why I'm highlighting this one also. All right, next up is Rose. And Rose got going. Did we talk about Rose yesterday? I don't remember. Let me look at the newsletter. I want to say no, but we did talk about it yesterday. Yeah, it says trying to get started. So yeah, I was getting started yesterday. Didn't have an alert level on it. Here's another one you could have thrown actually inverted head and shoulders on. This one would have been valid. But this you could have argued that was your shoulder. This is also shoulder, but that's the more, if this is your neckline point, if this is your neck, Tezos, XVS, XTZ. Tezos sounds familiar. Like I should have it on here, but I don't. We'll look at Tezos. I think that had a move too. Yeah, I'll look at that in a second. XTZ. All right, added that to the list. But anyway, Rose continued yesterday. Pretty good volume. Aggregation tool likes it a lot. Tons of green. ILV is kind of it's a mini bounce. So yeah, but coming all the way back up here, right up to resistance. There's plenty of room to go for Rose to the upside. Here's another one of those secondary networks I was talking about. I've talked about throughout the show that have started to move, and this I think is a nice vote of confidence that this rally could continue. So, and I'm hoping it does. We're getting some really blockbuster volume too on some of these. Rose is the number one example of this. This is just killer volume. The way this closed yesterday was absolutely phenomenal. Two really tight candles and just an explosion, and it still looks really good. You're gonna have to try to get this in on lower time frames or wait for a proper base because it's just too high right now. For later, Bitcoin daily candle similar to July 8th and 20th, top with both candles at the upper Bollinger Band. Pullback again. Did ILV have a run? Okay, yeah, we'll take a look at that, Farhan. All right, YFI. So YFI with a move up. YFI is on the Ethereum network, and there's some Ethereum networks having some pretty good action these days. So 41.36 in a very small consolidation. That's after the run up here. Obviously, you have to have volume coming in if you want to participate in that. But I thought it was interesting with the pattern here, actually above the prior high. And XTZ, I noted XVS. I guess I didn't. XTZ. There we go. So XTZ. So this is another secondary network. Tezos. And see, I threw an alert here at the 22617. This is a very similar type of an alert. So we'll throw this one here too. 17974. 7974. There we go. Shoot, what am I doing here? Okay, so new alert level. Yeah, I mean, I think all these secondary networks have the potential to kind of move up. Not really out of nowhere, but out of whatever base that they're working their way through. And this one's working through just a choppy one, lower volume, some decent volume stepping in here the past couple of days, so that's pretty good. And at this point, you're just looking for breakouts. Is really what you're looking for. As long as Bitcoin's holding up, we're kind of in breakout territory. All right, let's circle back to BTC. Farhan's trying to ruin the party. As usual, freaking Farhan killing parties. Let's go check it out. July 8th and 20th. So there's July 8th. Obviously, volume is a bit. Let's go to the index chart to get rid of the volume volume thing. Oh yeah, I see what you're seeing there. Yeah, both kind of all of them stalling candles. So that's a great point. I think we'll see how this one closes out. If it closes, I mean, we're pretty close to the middle part of the range. Pretty close. If we were to close higher, I think that would be really good. But no, you definitely make a valid point about this high and this high. I think one of the differences, and this has nothing to do with Bitcoin, unfortunately. Oh yeah, Bollinger Band. What it has to do with is the altcoins. The altcoin behaviors trying to broaden up here. I don't remember. Let me look at the newsletters for July 8th, because yeah, you definitely have a good point. Okay, July 8th. Let me see what was working here. Yeah, I can bring it over real quick. That's fine. Bitcoin started to move yesterday, just now with huge volume count of Bitcoin taking over. And a few alts doing okay. Bitcoin pairs, but the Bitcoin pairs are all janky. They look better these days. Dash, Waves didn't do anything. Yeah, we had a few BTC pairs. There's FTT, but I mean nothing really. Cardano moving lower. HNT, and then you said the 20th. 20th. And the 20th, rallying volume is good. Some more alts are popping while Matic rests. So that's kind of what we're going through right now. Feels like a decent rally. Not so sure it's massive upside reversal yet, but it's a good rally. And that, yeah, you're right. That did stall us out. Yeah, that probably ended up being about the top of the day. It was looking good though. Look how nice that looks. Let's go see what else we got. Ravencoin. Actually, interesting. That's interesting. Ravencoin came back with a vengeance, but this was almost 2 weeks ago. This isn't Raven. This is ZRX. I just screwed it up. Double bottom base on that one. So that's where Bond. Yeah, we had Bond before there actually. Ethereum doing okay. GRT. There's Clayton again. Matic. I think that was the low for Matic. And no, it got lower. It got down here. It got down there. Got a little lower. So yeah, a lot of similarities to the 20th. I would say more than the 8th, but no, I definitely see your point. I think it's valid. Yeah, I see your point. Is definitely very valid. I mentioned earlier. I guess we'll reiterate it here. It's just if you've got something, make sure you take profits out of it. I mean, it's nice to have these additional breakouts happening, but at the end of the day, the whole point is to protect capital. And it's not to be right about market directions. Not to. I could be wrong about everything we talked about. Like everything could just reverse and crap into the dumps here. And as long as you take a profit, there's no problem with that. There's zero problem with that. And I think a lot of people, especially on YouTube, kind of get things mixed up in that fashion. It's the fact that Randy said this. Randy also says walk away with a profit. Randy also says have a stop loss. Randy also says make sure that you understand your trading plan with what you're trading. They forget all that stuff. They just look at the quote unquote call. But that's all we're doing every day anyway. So it's trying to analyze markets. But no, very valid point. If we close up here in a red candle like this, yeah, definitely could stall us out. And this market can flip on a dime too, which it has already done several times. These markets just are constantly flipping. And we are not completely out of the bear market. I mean, I've tried to been saying that throughout the show because it's a public stream. I know that everybody that is on here every day knows that, but people in public don't necessarily understand that point, that we're not fully out of the bear market. When I say that, it means that everything is suspect because bear markets can murder rallies so fast your head will spin. And so yeah, good point that out, Farhan. That's a good observation though. Yeah, and stepping in, and that's another thing up here too. You mentioned Bollinger Bands. I'm not really considering that, but no, you're definitely right about the Bollinger Bands. Recently have been resistance. Another thing though is just the fact that I guess we're a little bit past this horizontal. Move it back up to the risk management part. Yeah, right. But this horizontal is really what we're playing with right here. You can call it Bollinger Bands. You can call it in the middle of the Ichimoku cloud. You can probably say there's some type of breakdown point here from the what the heck's it called? Fibonacci. We haven't got to the 618. Whatever you want to call it, there's resistance right here. And we're trying to fight through it. And that's why earlier I said if we can go sideways through this area, if we're clearly rejected, that's obviously a big negative, but we're not clearly rejected. So I said choppy up earlier. We're basically in choppy up. And until we move into choppy down, then we're going to be stuck in this choppy up. So, but yeah, no, definitely a great mention there, Farhan, in regards to that. Yeah, if we close this day kind of in a weird situation and lose this momentum, one thing, when you get into these kind of weird turning points where it could be we could try to move up, but once you fail to move up and things roll over, it becomes a swing failure. You want to look at all of these other ones that are generally strong, like your Maddox and your Uniswaps. These have been our leaders. You want to look at the burgeoning leaders, which we haven't had until today. Today's the first day we have burgeoning leaders in terms of like BNB. And so that we said yesterday during the show, it'd be nice to get some additional leadership, and then BNB breaks out. So that's why I'm more bullish than I've been in the past several weeks, is because, okay, now we see some broadening in terms of bullish action. And so, I got to point it out. That's kind of my job over here. And, but yeah, no, you're right, Farhan. We also haven't gone very far above here. We talked about a hidden bearish divergence at the start of the show, which is this one right here. An interesting thing with the hidden bearish divergence too is, if you notice, if you don't know, RSI is based on the close. So you can have all kinds of wicks up here, but it's really based on the close. I wonder if a line chart would get rid of any of that. No, not really. Nope, line chart actually shows it more clearly. At least the close where we're at right now. So that's interesting. Wow, maybe line charts aren't super useless after all. Candles, right? Yeah, I think it's candles. There we go. What do you got, Farhan? One more thing. There's a trend line right at the top of today's candle. This big downward sloping one? I think I have one on. Oh, it's on. No, it's not that one. From where? We're getting close to that trend line. We're not like right on top of it though. Do you have a chart or something? This one? Another one? We're already through that one. Unless it's a log scale thing. No, that's not a thing. I don't know. We're getting close to it. It's not right on top of it, but we are getting pretty close to it. So, I mean, once you can start to see very long-term trend lines on the 2-hour time frame, you're getting close. Yeah. I mean, I like I like this move up here. I like the volume aggregation tool. I mean, all in all, things are looking pretty solid. And that's why I think you're getting these secondary moves in alts, because they're like, okay, Bitcoin's stable up here. We haven't had a full-blown reversal. And remember, we talked yesterday, we've been talking actually for a while about how long this base has been. And we've basically, it's kind of turned into its own thing, this whole structure that we're currently forming. If you look at that, that's basically the base giving up the wick right there. But we've already completely killed the scope of this base. So the stability up here, I think, is good, and what's leading to these altcoins being able to rally through. There's more confidence right now. Yeah. All right, let's take a look at stocks in Tesla, and we'll see if there's any other stuff you guys want to talk about. Guys are very chatty today. Stocks in Tesla. I already forgot what I was doing. All right, let's take a look at stocks today. Nasdaq up 1.25%. To get to the crux of the issue, here we go. The transportation index up another 1.13%. This is good. This is what you'll want to see. If you guys don't know about the NASDAQ Transportation Index, the NASDAQ Transportation Index is actually kind of the bellwether for the entire economy and kind of an older trader's mantra. I don't know if a lot of new people talk about the transportation index, but this essentially leads the indexes, believe it or not. So if the transportation index is not healthy, it's hard for the indexes to move up because it's kind of, just things moving. But NASDAQ looking pretty good here after the Fed meeting, the announcement yesterday, the day before, whenever the hell it was. People seem to be, Amazon 11% on earnings. There you go. All right, go baby, go. Unless we get a gap fill and crap. This is the last bastion of resistance for Amazon. So very nice. Apple up 3%. Microsoft with a big reversal after dropping lower before earnings, having a great day today. So market does appear to be reversing. And that's going to help Bitcoins. Nothing but help cryptocurrencies. ExxonMobil having a 4% day today. Holy bejesus. Beautiful. Beautiful for ExxonMobil. Chevron, you may see just a big broad market rally if this continues like this. Foreign trend, I have no idea, Monkeytron. I really have no idea. I would assume some indexes make them. Just look for the transportation index because there's a Dow Jones transportation, there's an ES, there's a NASDAQ transportation index. I'm not sure about overseas though. But Amazon with a monster day. Must have been some forward guidance or something. But I mean, very, very good. That's a good point, Monkeytron. I don't know. I'm not sure if there's like a global transportation index would be interesting. That would be very interesting. I'm sure somebody has that. Ray Dalio probably has that. This is a great day for Exxon. Absolutely phenomenal. Microsoft. This is a good reversal sequence for Microsoft. Look at the volume that stepped in here. Very, very big. That's definitely a pocket pivot. And Apple, probably not with a pocket pivot. And Tesla looks like it's doing okay as well. Not rocketing higher. They're not. They're finding value elsewhere right now. They know the growth is in Tesla, but they're looking at these deep discounts in the market, and they're just picking and choosing. Apparently, Amazon is just way too deep, and they rallied it up substantially. Remember, we were at $100, holding $100. Yeah, pretty good right there. All right, guys, let's wrap it up. No feedback on Bitcoin today. Anyone has anything to say about it? Shoot me an email, randy@realcrypto.com. All right, so wrapping up the show today. Good Public Power Hour. Thanks for joining us, everybody. This is a preview of the Public Power Hour we do every day at real-crypto.com. And yeah, that's what we do. Pretty much every day, just that. Go through the top 20 coins, look at top USD coins that look good, look up USD pairs that look good. And yeah, anything else you guys want to talk about or anything else I want to talk about. We just talk about all kinds of stuff. But it's a very good way to look at the markets. It's a very good way to keep in touch with everything that's going on. We basically go through the entire market every day, and we see the movement from bullish to bearish, bearish to bullish, and do a pretty good job most of the time. Not perfect, but we do a pretty good job. I'd say better than pretty good, to be quite frank with you. But anyway, now I'm just thinking and talking. But yeah, back to market wrap-up, kind of a current market action here. A bit of broadening across the general market is a good thing. BNB stepping in today, I think is excellent. I really like BNB stepping in. It's top coin. It moving puts a lot of confidence in the market, but Bitcoin still rules everything. And Farham put a bit of a damper on our parade today, and for good reason. And looks like he's got a trend line for us. We'll look at it a little bit after the wrap up, but Bitcoin's going to rule the day. If Bitcoin holds sideways for the most part here, I think alts are going to have a good chance to rally. We're seeing broadening action across the altcoin segments. You're seeing different layer ones move. You're seeing some things continuing to set up. but a lot of moves have already happened, and a lot of them off of our alert levels. So that's another thing that we do pretty good in the shows, the alert levels, and at the end of the day, though, you control your trading. I mean, it is what it is. So if you see something and you like it, you take it. If you don't, you don't, and that's the way that it is. But I like the broadening action. Hopefully, we can maintain some of these gains on BNB and some of these other tokens that have rallied substantially today. Clayton had a nice breakout out of lows. Rose moving out of lows really nice. YFI moving up. What was the other one? Yeah, GRT moving, Cake moving. I mean, all those sustaining gains is important for this market. So if those can sustain, that's going to be amazing. That's absolutely going to be amazing. If we can sustain these, then we're just in an uptrend at that point in time. What time? Well, an hour ago. Hambo starts an hour ago. 9 o'clock my time. Whatever time it is your time, minus an hour and 15 minutes. So I believe it's at 4 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So 9 a.m. Mountain Standard, 4 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. This is the Power Hour page. So I guess since I'm looking, I need to do a little intro to the Power Hour that's public. I don't think I have that. I'm horrible at internet marketing, by the way. So next stream, you get the market status with an uptrend. This is vis-a-vis the follow-through day system. And all the recorded streams, and this goes back. This goes way back. You can go to the archive streams, and you can look at every stream that we do. And this goes, how far does this? I think it's like September or something like that March 2018. There you go. So every stream we've done since March 2018. Newsletters are a recent addition as of, I want to say November 2020. Yeah, see, newsletters. October? Oh, maybe. Wow, the year before that? Oh, geez. I'm doing this a long time. Yeah, there you go. Newsletter started in October, I think, when I got sick. There we go. November. It was November, not October. Yeah, I got sick, and then we just started doing newsletters. I'm like, oh, yeah, this works. Yeah, so these were just newsletters. That was funny. Hey, what up, Loopy? So what happened? Son has strep throat, and so do I. Yeah, there you go. They're the first newsletter. How cute. How cute this is. Breaking down, that's funny. Someone's got to be wrong. You know what, Loopy, we're all wrong. Everybody's wrong. See, this was a pretty good newsletter. Not too bad. Go moving. Going down memory lane. Geez, this was a long newsletter. Yeah, pretty garbage market time here. 11/2018. Yeah, not a lot working those days. Anyway. So that's the Power Hour page. All right, guys. I think that's about it. Thanks for joining me today. Appreciate it. It's been fun. It's been fun. It's been real. Can't say it's been real fun. It's been real fun. It's all good. All right, everyone. Stay safe out there. Thanks for joining. I will see you tomorrow.